I think with one thing I think is very sure is that Tony Romo will not be a Dallas Cowboy next year. Salary cap-wise, it just doesn't make sense for them to have him over there. And I know he wants to start. That's the bottom line. I said on a show here in the past that if there's anybody who can convince Tony Romo to change his mind, it's Jerry Jones, because he can convince any of us of pretty much anything. He's a magician. But in this case, Tony's heart is still in being a starter, and it doesn't make sense for them salary cap-wise to keep him over there.
So, Jay, my instinct is, and I've been around Jerry for many years, many hours, my gut reaction to this is that Tony will be a starter for Jerry Jones next year.
Jerry
he's
Jones,
going
how's that gonna happen?
reinstate him, reinstall him, put him back in the saddle as the Dallas Cowboys starter, because the door got open, because they did lose a home playoff game as the #1 seed, albeit to 2 freaky field goals at the end of the game, but that's what happened. And all of a sudden, Jerry has the opening to reinstall Tony Romo Jones, as Shannon calls him, his surrogate son, as the starting quarterback next year, because it still fits under the cap. I agree with you. It made more cap sense not to have Tony under the cap, but he will still fit because Dak makes peanuts comparatively as a 4th-round rookie pick.
Did you hit the first Super Bowl party last night?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm completely lucid.
No hangover? No, absolutely not.
No.
Look what Dak Prescott has done. Are you kidding me?
Okay,
If he was in his 4th year,
you don't
we
have
would
to
say
tell
he's
me
an MVP
that.
candidate. Yeah.
Convince Jerry of that.
But no, it's the locker room too. That's Dak's locker. That is Dak Prescott's locker room. There'll be a mutiny in that locker room if they switch it up and go to Tony Romo. The ship has sailed over there. That is it. It is Is Tony loved in there? Yeah. Is, as you say, Jerry Jones love him like a son? Absolutely. But he cares about winning more than anything, and that entire locker room has shifted to Dak Prescott. It can't come back. Ship can't come back.
What if? Go ahead, Skip. Go ahead.
Well, Jerry was on record as saying, well, we can go farther.
We know how that works out with Jerry on record.
I know, but we can go farther in the playoffs with the established quarterback, the 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback. And now Jerry can say, I told you so. Jerry doesn't care about his locker room. I've been around him for years. He cares about Jerry and his legacy right now. And his legacy is that in 2013, he bet the ranch on Tony Romo with a set, what was 108 million, 55 million guaranteed, and he wants to prove himself right. This will be his last gasp to do so. Now, I'm with you.
Right.
I'm the biggest Dak fan. I was a fan of Dak in August, as we started Undisputed on September 6th. I'm raving about Dak Prescott. But I just have a fear. I have an instinct that Jerry is going to want to go back to him just to see how long he can last physically, health-wise, because Dak is still waiting in the wings as the future of the Cowboys.
But even so, just business-wise, they have to move on. Just so they take the cap hit right now, so dead money doesn't continue for years and years, because it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. I think he has the highest cap number of anybody in the NFL this year. Yeah. So even if that was the case, even if they said, we love you, business-wise, Jerry likes money more than he likes Tony.
Yeah, but as Shannon points out, it doesn't save them that much against the cap next year.
Next year, $5 million. That's a lot.
Well,
that's
a good quarterback.
That's 5 players. Yeah,
maybe. Well, I'm with you. I hope you're right, which leads to the question of, okay, if they're going to trade him, they might cut him, but would anybody trade for Tony Romo?
I think that what all the teams in the NFL, I know the teams in the NFL, what they're going to do is they are hoping that Tony pulls a Jerry, that he goes and convinces Jerry, don't trade for me. Nobody's going to pick up this, this contract with and give up an X amount of pick, whatever it is. Let me go, do right by me. And I do think in the end, I think Jerry does that. I think
let him pick and choose.
I do. I think he was going to show him that respect.
Is he a March cut or a June 1st cut?
You can now you could designate him June 1st before that now.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can it helps you out with that cap hit.
Right.
Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it where they know a guy, they're going to get rid of a guy, and obviously it takes away half his
Give him an opportunity to go somewhere else.
Exactly.
Okay, where do you, just gut feeling, where would Tony choose if he had his druthers?
Don't say my team, Jay.
I don't think it is your team. Okay. No, you took a first-round pick last year. You have to you think John Elway's going to, by the way, trade up there over Dallas? That's the interesting part.
Yeah.
Dallas is trying to trade up for Paxton Lynch.
Yeah.
Right.
They jumped in front of them to go and get Paxton Lynch. John Elway wants to show that pick was right. So, hey, Tony Romo may want to go somewhere, but that does not make any sense to bring him in. And here's the biggest thing also about Romo. We're talking about a guy who, last couple of years, he's had major injuries. He's got to change his entire offseason program. He's got to start building up some of his body armor here so he doesn't continue to get hurt. Like what Drew Brees did earlier in his career. He realized, I'm getting hurt over and over and over. I'm a short little guy here, and body's not there, and he built it up, and that prevented him from getting all these injuries. Not saying that Tony is not going to continue because, as you guys know, once you get that back injury once, your life changes forever. That's it.
Yeah, it's a different kind of injury.
Because we've seen the last 3 times we've seen Tony Romo take a hit. He has not gotten up. He got hurt in Philly. He got hurt Thanksgiving. He got hurt in the first preseason game that he played in this year. So his last 3 hits have rendered him out for an extended period of time.
He's got to do something to completely change that body armor.
Brought to you by 84 Lumber. Are you 84 material?